The world saw a clumsy giant and a tactical failure, but they were looking at a masterpiece through a broken lens. Romelu Lukaku wasn't failing the Premier League, the system was failing him. We're deconstructing how a misunderstood scapegoat silenced the critics to become the tactical heart of a Scudetto-winning machine. The Premier League pundits called him bulky, slow, and out of his depth. Fans on social media dubbed him the flop, a man too big, too cumbersome, too unrefined for the lightning pace of England's top flight. Every misplaced touch, every mistimed run, was amplified, dissected, and celebrated as evidence of failure. Romelu Lukaku, Belgium's towering striker, had become the archetype of a misunderstood giant. But what if we've been looking at him all wrong? What if the problem wasn't Lukaku, but the very system he was asked to operate in? When Lukaku arrived at Chelsea in the summer of 2021, expectations were astronomical. A €115 million signing, he was meant to be the missing piece in a puzzle that would restore the Blues' dominance. Yet almost immediately, cracks appeared not in Lukaku, but in the alignment of tactics, personnel, and philosophy. Chelsea's midfield often lacked cohesion, the wingers drifted to far wide, and the intricate pressing system demanded constant fluidity. In such a context, Lukaku's natural strengths, powerful ball retention, intelligent positioning, and clinical finishing were often blunted. He wasn't misfiring because he was poor. He was misfiring because the machine he stepped into was misconfigured. The narrative around Lukaku became toxic. Every missed opportunity became a headline. Every failed flick or hold-up was magnified. Analysts framed him as the problem, as if a single player could carry a system unmade. But Lukaku's talent was undeniable. He combined the physical dominance of a traditional 9 with the tactical intelligence of a modern striker. The issue wasn't the striker, it was the fit. Contrast this with Lukaku's return to Inter Milan in 2022. Under the guidance of Simone Inzaghi, he re-entered a system meticulously built to amplify his strengths. Inter's 3-5-2 formation allowed him to operate as the focal point, with wingers and attacking midfielders trained to supply him. Suddenly, the narrative flipped. The clumsy giant was now the linchpin of a Scudetto-winning machine. Every dribble, every hold-up, every run behind the defense became a tactical masterstroke. To understand this transformation, we must break down Lukaku's game in granular detail. Watch him in motion. His first touch isn't just to control the ball, it's to manipulate space, draw defenders, and create passing lanes. His body positioning shields the ball while simultaneously reading the defensive line. In England, these moments were often cut short. A pressing system that demanded constant movement left him isolated. At Inter, these touches became chess moves, orchestrating the flow of attack and destabilizing defenses before the ball even left his feet. Tactically, Lukaku's presence alters the opposition's approach. His size forces center-backs to step out of position. His pace, often underestimated, punishes those who retreat too slowly. This dual threat, physical and mental, creates a cascade of space for his teammates. The tactical failure label evaporates once you see the subtle layers of strategy that hinge on him. Inter's midfielders exploit the gaps he creates, the wingers stretch the pitch, and the full-backs bomb forward. All because the system recognizes and magnifies his unique capabilities. Lukaku becomes both a weapon and a pivot. Off the pitch, Lukaku's mental resilience is equally remarkable. Facing a storm of criticism, he maintained an unwavering commitment to self-improvement. Video sessions, gym routines, dietary precision, and a relentless drive for tactical understanding turned perceived weakness into dominance. What fans saw as arrogance or detachment was often a mask for the painstaking work required to reconcile natural talent with tactical intelligence. Lukaku didn't just adapt, he evolved. The broader lesson of Lukaku's story is universal in football. Context matters as much as skill. Players are not isolated performers, they are components in a dynamic system. Evaluate a striker without considering formation, teammates, opposition tactics, and managerial philosophy, and you risk misjudging greatness. The Premier League, with its frenetic pace and rigid tactical structures, didn't suit Lukaku at that moment. Italy, with its structured systems, tactical patience, and tailored approach, allowed him to flourish. In the 2022 to 2023 Serie A season, Lukaku's numbers spoke volumes. Goals per 90, expected goals, touches in the box, duels won, all metrics skyrocketed. But the story isn't just statistical, it's poetic. Every header, every hold-up, every assist became an illustration of mastery. Critics who once derided him were silenced, not by rhetoric, but by the undeniable logic of performance. Romelu Lukaku's journey challenges one of football's oldest biases, the belief that failure is an inherent trait rather than a contextual mismatch. He proves that even the most scrutinized players can redefine their narrative when aligned with a system built for them. In deconstructing his career, we discover more than a striker's renaissance. We uncover the delicate interplay between individual genius and collective design. As we watch him lift the Scudetto trophy, it becomes clear that Lukaku was never the problem. He was a masterpiece viewed through a broken lens. A giant who, when finally positioned correctly, demonstrated the elegance, intelligence, and tactical acumen that had always been there. The narrative reversal is complete. From scapegoat to strategist, from question mark to centerpiece, Romelu Lukaku reminds the world that greatness is often about fit, vision, and timing. In the end, Lukaku's story is more than football, it is a lesson in perspective. Misjudged, misunderstood, and misrepresented, he shows us the power of patience, adaptation, and tactical harmony. Systems can fail, talent rarely does. And when it is finally given the space to breathe, even the most maligned athlete can rise to the heights everyone once denied. Romelu Lukaku is not just a striker, he is a narrative reversal, a blueprint for understanding how football's greatest performances are rarely about individual brilliance alone. They are about alignment, vision, and the intelligence to be more than a player, to be the pulse of a machine.